home for scores, recaps, and interviews with our top coaches. Here are your hosts, Lee Cochran and Ryan Baker.
Another good one tonight in our high school football game of the week, brought to you by Capital Ford of Columbus. Gahanna Lincoln gets their second win of the season. They knock off Olentangy Liberty 20-14. Hello, everyone. Glad to have you along for Byers Subaru Dublin's high school football overtime. I am Ryan Baker. He is the guru, Lee Cochran. A big win for Gahanna tonight, Lee, and a pretty dominating performance from them on the ground with Leon Cummings getting 2 touchdowns. Then on the flip side, some people are going to be like, Olentangy Liberty, they won the state last year in Division I. How are they 0-3? Well, the one thing I think we know, or we think we know, is Olentangy Liberty is going to be fine. They have done things like this before with the tough schedule that they play early on. They played Olentangy already, Cleveland Glenville, now Gahanna. Liberty's still going to be in the mix at the end.
Oh, definitely. You know, it was only, 3 years ago, 2022, when they started out 0-3, and then they finished 8-6 and reached a state semifinal. You know, they lost 31 seniors, so a lot of guys are stepping in for the first time, getting used to the Friday night under the lights, and, you know, since the playoffs, you know, the 12 teams coming out of Division I, or all divisions, but Division I especially, because there's only 17, 18 teams in each region, you know, they're going to be fine. They're going to be 100% fine. Are they going to win state? That's tough. That's a tall order. Even, you know, even if they were 3-0 right now, it'd be a tall order with the losses they had. But they're going to be hanging around there at the end. I guarantee it. And with Gahanna, I think coming into this season, I kind of thought, I know they had lost Brennan Ward, but Greg Kegley was a kid that started the last 2 years as a freshman and sophomore at Thomas Worthington. And it wasn't like, oh, he's just playing there because Thomas is bad. He's a really good quarterback. I kind of thought Gahanna would still throw the ball a lot, but it seemed like they had their best success tonight when they were doing the power run game with Leon Cummings. Yeah, and Coach Ward said this week that, you know, Gray is still learning the offense. Because it's, you know, we heard Dane talking about it on the call, that it's a pretty intricate offense. And he's still learning it, getting just things underway with it. But when you've got a running game you can rely on, then that makes it a little bit easier. But the one thing about this game that got me, Liberty scored right there at the end of the half to make it 14-10. And I thought, okay, that's the momentum they needed. And boy, if Gahanna didn't slam the door on that with the first drive of the second half, and then their defense just hung tough the entire second half.
Yeah, so congratulations to Gahanna. Again, they improved to 2-1 on the year. Olentangy Liberty falls to 0-3. And just looking ahead for both of these teams, Gahanna has a tough one next week as they are taking on Olentangy Orange, that one on the road. Liberty, another big Olentangy battle. They will host Berlin next week. So two big games, and that could be a game. Who would have thought this next week
against 0-3.
that Berlin and Liberty might be 0-3, because right now Berlin trails New Albany by a score of 20-14 late. Mm-hmm. I don't know if anybody would have had that one on their bingo card.
Yeah, I sure didn't. You know, and if Berlin does go to 0-3, that'll be the first time in school's history they're 0-3. I mean, even that inaugural year when they finished 1-9, they won the opener.
That is why you are the guru. Let's talk on Olentangy Orange here real quick, because that was another huge game. We've got some really good games actually in the area in Division I, even some small school games as well. We have the Battle of Pickerington up on the TV right now, and it looks like Pickerington North is going to win that one. There's less than 10 seconds left, and North has a 17-3 lead over Central.
You ready to call that one?
I mean, it's close right now. I'm not sure. We'll talk about that one here coming up more. I think, to me, and I could be wrong, but coming into this week, just from what we've seen early on, I thought there was 3 teams that were undisputed, to me, the 3 best in Central Ohio right now. I thought it was Watterson, I thought it was Olentangy, and I thought it was Olentangy Orange. Olentangy Orange and Olentangy played tonight. and it was the Levi Davis show for the Pioneers. We knew Levi Davis, the quarterback for Olentangy Orange, is a good one. He's going to go play his college football at Ohio University. But the one thing we've talked about, Lee, is how good this Olentangy defense is so far with C.J. Santa and Cade Gebhart and Daniel Stevens. 42-14. Olentangy Orange gets the win tonight. Last count I saw on Levi Davis, he had 3 rushing touchdowns in this one and a passing touchdown as well. Now, those last 2 scores, I'm not sure. And one of them was a run, so the last score, I don't know how they got that. So I don't know if Levi Davis was involved in that or not. That's impressive from Olentangy Orange tonight.
I'm not surprised Orange won. I think our picks, we both took Olentangy. But, pretty much a toss-up game. But to see that score that bad, I'm stunned. There was some thoughts that maybe Olentangy wouldn't give up 42 points all year. And they gave up 20 last week in the win over Perrysburg, a very good Perrysburg team. But, again, is it that Olentangy's defense, they found some holes in that, obviously. Is there issues with that defense? Or is that Orange offense with Levi Davis just that good? Right now, I'm kind of leaning towards that.
Listen, I think it's Levi Davis is that good. And, obviously they're different sports, but I watched Levi Davis at the state basketball tournament this year. That kid is a freaky athlete. We mentioned he's going to Ohio University. He's just 6 foot tall. I feel like if Levi Davis was 6'2", 6'3", no offense to OU, he might be going somewhere a little better. This kid can hop through the gym at 6 foot tall. And he's such a dual threat, so dynamic there at the quarterback. Yeah, he's a great passer, but he is dangerous with his legs, as you see tonight with 3 touchdowns. I really think that this is Levi Davis is that good.
Yeah, I would agree. And, what Orange, as you said, Orange has got Gahanna next week. That's going to be an interesting one. Then they've got Berlin, opening up OCC play. So, hey, here we go. Let's go.
Here we go. We have a lot of games that are going final. We talked about that Olentangy Berlin New Albany game. Olentangy Berlin, a 2-yard quarterback keeper. They have taken the lead with 4 minutes left, 21-20, the score in that one. Let's go ahead and run through some of the finals, Lee, as we do have finals so far. Again, the score in our game of the week, Olentangy Liberty falls to Gahanna 20-14. We talked about that Orange and Olentangy game 42-14. The Pioneers win that one. Watterson improves to 3-0. They beat Westerville North tonight 38-0. Westerville South gets a 7-0 win over St. Charles. Upper Arlington, they're undefeated on the year, 50-0. They hammer Reynoldsburg tonight. Westerville Central gets their first win of the season, 23-6. They knock off Bell Fountain. Hilliard-Davidson bounces back from that loss to Canal Winchester last week. They shut out Miamisburg 10-0. Newark, 52-20 win over Zanesville. Taze Valley fell behind Watkins Memorial 14-0 early in this game, and then the Vikings went off. They get a 35-14 win tonight. Jonathan Alder was down 10-0 to Bloom Carroll. They come from behind and win 14-10. Lee, this is one of those games where we had a couple really big small school games tonight. Granville Johnstown, Reedy Licking Valley, Heath Columbus Academy. This Jonathan Alder team has 3 big wins on the schedule now.
Yeah, and they're 3-0 for the first time since 2020. And who was their coach then?
That would be their current coach, Brett Glass, who has made the return this year.
Here's an interesting one for you, because this game, I had that circled from last week, and I started looking up. Outside of losing the opener in 22 and 23 to Harvest Prep to go 0-1, being at least 3 games into the season, Bloom Carroll has not been under 500 since 2014.
Wow. That's testament to how good that program is.
Yeah, it really is. It's not. I mean, and that's what I'm trying to say. It's not meant to be a negative stat. It's to show how strong that program has been. Not to have a losing record after week one in 11 seasons.
And they've done it with multiple coaches. Right now, it's Jeremy Kinney. They had Wade Bartholomew as their coach for a while. Yeah, that's a great program that they've got going on down there in Bloom. But great job by Jonathan Alder tonight. Granville, they improved to 3-0, 33-14. They beat Johnstown. Hamilton Township is quietly undefeated, 49-6. They knock off Independence tonight. Beechcroft drops to 0-3 on the year. They lose to Maple Heights, 42-6. And then Bern Union, the Rockets get their second win of the year, 35-13. The final, they top Lakewood. Lee, real quick, I want to talk about this one too. Marion Local, the win streak, a little sketchy tonight. They were down 14-7 to St. Henry to start the second half here. St. Henry scores. Marion Local, though, hangs on. They come from behind. They get the win, 21-14. They don't have a lot of close games like that in this streak, but it moves on. 67 straight games now, and I believe that's 50 in the regular season.
Yeah, that's 50 in the regular season, which makes it even more impressive when you think about all those playoff wins in a row.
And the teams they play right in their own conference out there in the MAC, the Coldwaters, the Versailles, the St. Henrys like tonight. The schedule in the regular season is as tough as the playoff.
Yeah, and it is. But as you said, I mean, their first two games this year were 56-0 and 63-0. I think, Coach Goodwin is probably a little appreciative of a close game. That'll be an attention grabber, come tomorrow, come Monday.
Well, and you know what? It grabs my attention from that. St. Henry is a program that has been so proud and strong for years out in that part of the state. They've had a few down years. Maybe St. Henry kind of back on the map this year. They must have a good squad.
That's what they need out there. Another team back on top of it. That's incredible. It's just an incredible area of football.
It really is. And that's just impressive. 67 straight now, the longest in Ohio high school football history. The 50-game regular season winning streak, they're still 24 off the pace from Cincinnati, Wyoming a few years ago, as they had, 21-24 or 20-24, something like that,
yeah.
A heck of a streak down there. But just very, very impressive what Marion Local does.
Well, I mean, I know you can keep records on anything, and a regular season win streak's, pretty impressive. But what Marion Local's doing when you include the playoff runs to where they just keep winning, I mean, that is mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, the most titles in Ohio high school football history, and they've done it all since the year 2000. Just checking here, trying to see some updates on some scores of going on. New Albany, they get an interception, and they're ahead now, 28-21, 2:15 left in that game. Hilliard Darby has just gone final. They've beat Euclid tonight by a score of 33-20. Jacob Reimers, Circleville Tigers, they're going to overtime tonight. We've got a shootout in Williamsport, 35-35. They are knotted up with Westfall this evening. Again, just looking, there's that Berlin score again. Here's a final, Lee. We talk about some of those small schools in the area, and I don't know if we've talked about them too much yet, but Grandview Heights, they're 3-0 now on the year, 35-14. They beat Northridge this evening. They are a team, Lee, that a lot of people kind of have as a sneaky sleeper pick to challenge for a state title in Division 6.
Yeah, and last year, they put together back-to-back winning seasons, and last year they had that little bit of a run in the postseason, and that raised expectations because they returned a ton. It'll be interesting because the lower divisions get kind of interesting. We talked about Marion Local. You got Coldwater. You throw Grandview in there. I mean, it's going to be fun.
Just got this final here. DeSales has beaten Afrocentric tonight, 35-18. Big night, Lee, from R.J. Day.
Yeah, I know. Last we heard, he had 5 touchdown passes, 3 of them to Dax Middleton, 51, 43, and 27. That's not too bad of a passing game. And pretty similar to what last year's score was. And this was a tight game early on. And I think just DeSales just wears down Afrocentric.
Yeah, that's probably the case. DeSales being a D2 school, Afrocentric at Division 6. I do have final numbers from this game for some of them. R.J. Day, 16 of 19 for 272 yards in those 5 touchdowns you talked about. Dax Middleton, 7 catches, 152 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Blake Donnelly had an interception in the end zone, and he finished with 93 yards receiving and a score. So some big numbers from that DeSales passing attack. And Lee, that's kind of weird to say, isn't it? The DeSales passing attack. They've been a team that's just done it on the ground for so long.
Yeah, that's why R.J. Day's already the school career passing leader in yardage, and he's a junior. And here's another interesting one. Because you start looking around, because we talk a lot about what's surprising, and it's hard to say things are surprising right now. We're kind of getting to know more of these teams after the 3rd week. But do you realize that this is the first time DeSales is 3-0 since 2020?
I did not realize that, and I think that's something that goes to tell you how tough their schedule usually is year in and year out. Real quick, just talking about this New Albany-Berlin game. New Albany just took the lead with that another Jet Jewers touchdown run. He has 3 tonight. 65 yards, 75 yards, and this one 85 yards. So the junior running back for the Eagles is having a day. We're going to take our first time out. When we come back, we'll update you on some of the scores that have gone final, some of the games that are still going on. It's Byers Subaru Dublin's high school football overtime on The Fan.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
Bob Yoakum, president of Rockford Homes, explains why he banks with First Bank of Central Ohio.
Anytime you're dealing with a local bank, it's about being able to pick up the phone and talk to real people. That is a huge pro. When you get into these bigger banks, that doesn't happen.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you're a sports card fan like me, you've got to check out Midwest Cards in the Arena District, right outside Nationwide Arena. These guys are true collectors themselves, and they've built a shop that lets you experience card collecting in a whole new way. They've got sealed boxes, packs, single cards, signed memorabilia, and plenty of TVs in their lounge. Yeah, they have a lounge. And don't forget the card bar, where you can open packs while you have an adult beverage. It's awesome. Stop by Midwest Cards today and tell them T-Bone sent you.
Listen up. ESPN Unlimited is now included at no extra cost with Spectrum TV. Spectrum gives you everything from ESPN, live games, original series, top analysis, and more. Spectrum is really stepping up with this offer, and you get more of me, Stephen A. Smith. Get your act together and go to spectrum.com/entertainment for details. ESPN Unlimited and more popular streaming apps are included at no extra cost with Spectrum TV. Restrictions apply.
Diane from Michigan, a disabled senior citizen trying to get by. Henry from Florida, a veteran fighting to make ends meet. Elena from Arizona, a mother struggling to feed her daughter. Hi, I'm Connie Britton, and I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year, like Diane, Henry, and Elena. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now. Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron, you know how we say eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians? Yeah? So, that makes for a lousy acronym. PHVAC. Doesn't work. Okay, but... So what if we change it to plumbing, heating, AC, and electrical? PHACE. Face. With a PH.
Get Eco.
No one is going to remember face with a PH. Call Eco today and ask for a face man with a PH. No one is going to ask for a face man with a PH. Sure they will.
Get Eco.
Besides, we spent thousands of dollars saying plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. You can't just change it to face man with a PH. It could be big, Aaron. I don't think so. Would you rather I go back to inventing random household items and stop messing with your catchphrase? Yes, please.
Get Eco.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians, not face men with a PH.
Hey there, you've got a ton of equity in your home. You're sitting on a gold mine. You could do so much with all that cash, like travel, invest it, or pay off debt. But you can't touch it unless you sell your home. But you really don't want to move. And besides, homes are sitting on the market a long time these days. You're trapped, right? Not with TrueHold. With TrueHold, you can cash out your equity in as little as 30 days. But listen, you don't have to move. You can stay in the home you love as a renter. That's TrueHold's Sell and Stay program. Cash out your entire home's value and stay put. TrueHold even covers property taxes, property insurance, and essential repairs. Imagine using that equity to travel, invest, or pay off debt. And you can stay in your home. It's brilliant, especially in this slow market. Get your all-cash offer now. Call 1-855-300-9993. Again, that's 1-855-300-9993. Or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's TrueHold.com.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric, and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
Brian Baker knows more about high school football than anyone. Except Lee Cochran. This is Byers Subaru W High School Overtime on The Fan.
Just like in football, sometimes you got to call an audible. We're good at doing that here on Byers Subaru Dublin's high school football overtime. I'm Ryan Baker. He is the guru, Lee Cochran. And a little bit earlier than normal, we're going to get a preview of 1st and 10 with our buddy Uncle Dom Taberry. And Dommy?
I wanted to come in here earlier because I saw the man. He eyeballed me as I walked by. Ever since we mentioned maybe getting into the squared circle.
I love how you say we. You mentioned. No, you mentioned this.
He gave me the eye. He gave me these guys know what it's talking about. The one guy in there, he said he's an ex-wrestler too.
Yeah.
The man that's producing this show.
Our guy Nate.
Yeah, Nate said that he would like to pile drive you.
Then
That's what he said.
Nate is too nice of a guy to be saying stuff like that.
He said he wanted to drive you into the turnbuckle.
Well, he probably does after hearing my commentary in there during the game. He probably does. I told him I hope
Nicole Sheeran got hit tonight.
I heard that.
Nicole Sheeran got hit tonight, Guru.
Did you see what I told her?
She got cleated.
I told her rub some dirt on it.
That's it.
Where'd she get cleated at tonight?
On her leg.
No, but where? What game was she at?
I don't know.
Gracious. Let's talk about our game tonight. The game of the week.
Yes.
The Fan 10 TV.
Yes.
Gahanna, Olentangy Liberty. Yeah, great.
It was
great
at
job.
Gahanna. Yolanda Harris did cheers with the cheerleaders at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
I always have the cheerleaders on.
I saw your picture.
Yes. And so it was alumni night. And and all the former cheerleaders were there, and she did a cheer. She did excellent. And it's amazing, when you think about Olentangy Liberty. And I thought they were going to win this game. They battled hard. They're now 0-3. They've had 3 tough losses. This from a team that won a Division I state championship a year ago. But I don't have to tell you guys, when you lose 31 players like they did, this is a big rebuild year. They'll be better, though, as the season goes on, I think. But Gahanna, that was a big win. Gahanna wanted some payback because they got beat by them a year ago up at their place. But,
Yeah, that and by the way, that new stadium at Gahanna, that is beautiful. Mm-hmm. Did a nice job.
So you were out there, Gahanna,
yes.
Liberty, and we talked about Liberty. You know, they kind of did this a few years ago. They've done this a couple times because of the schedule they play.
Well, they play last week they played Glenville.
Yeah, and they've played Glenville the last 3 years. We talked about the team that won the state championship last year. A lot of those kids, when they were sophomores, played, and I think they have a lot of that this year. I don't think they've got a lot of seniors playing meaningful snaps on this football team.
I don't think so.
That might be a scary thing for Liberty, for everybody else, for Liberty the next couple of years, is because we saw that a couple years ago. Let's talk about your Stallions. Yeah. They're just airing it out now.
They're off to a 3-0 start.
Did you hear Guru's stat on this?
RJ, I know he had 2 touchdown passes in the first half. They ended up with what?
5.
Well, he's going to set every record they ever had at this.
Well, pretty much already has.
Yeah. And
every record, he's just going to break them. He's going to shatter them. I mean, but when I was there, if we threw the ball 6 times
a season,
we ran triple option. Wing T. Yeah, but RJ's having a big year.
What was your stat on 3-0 for DeSales?
Yeah, first time since 2020 they're 3-0.
Wow.
That kind of caught me off guard.
Yeah. We started my senior year, we started out undefeated and got really going, and then we got beat by St. Charles, then we got beat by Watterson, and then we got beat by Reedy.
Hold on. You lost to St. Charles?
Don't bring it up.
I mean, DeSales never loses to St. Charles.
I know. I was on the a couple of years ago when they lost to St. Charles. Yeah, that snapped the record. I didn't have to listen.
You didn't have to hear. Were you the last one?
Yeah, we were the last one before that. It was a game at Northland High School because we didn't have a stadium back there. Yeah, and it was a very, very wet and sloppy night, and we got beat like 14-7. It was something stupid. Should never. Oh, yeah.
So,
our quarterback got hurt too today.
What 10 games do we got on 1st and 10 tonight?
We've got, there's rivalry games.
There's a lot tonight.
You know, we've got Walnut Ridge and Hartley,
which was scoreless.
Those are two. They didn't have a winner.
Well, not that I've seen yet. It's still scoreless.
Oh my goodness. Well, they're out on the east side. They're separated by just over 2 miles apart, so we'll have that. And while we were out east, you know, you got to have the 2 picks. Pick North, pick Central, North hosting, and then a huge game in Dublin. Yeah. How'd that one turn out?
The Mark Crabtree Bowl tonight as he makes his return to Kaufman as the Jerome head coach. Jerome got a 24-7 win.
Jerome won.
They did.
And that game was played at Jerome.
It was, correct. And speaking, we're just talking about Hartley. Hartley just had a field goal set up to win the game.
3-0.
It was botched, so they're going to overtime.
Going to overtime.
0-0 overtime. Walnut Ridge and Hartley.
Oh, my goodness.
That doesn't happen too often.
Oh, my goodness.
No, it does not. So what time are we heading over to 10 o'clock tonight for 1st and 10?
What time are we heading to 10 o'clock?
Channel 10.
No, Channel 10. What time are we... What time are we turning the TVs to Channel 10 tonight?
Why do you got to turn the TV to Channel 10?
You don't ever turn it. You just leave it on. Come on.
My goodness, I even know this, Dom.
Where did we get this Baker today?
That's what I like.
What's he been up to? Did you pile drive him already?
Listen, we've got to make it easy for you. We got to put it right there on the tee for you.
I'm sorry. No, at 11 o'clock, we will be on television, and we're going to do a little bit of news, and then it's 1st and 10 for 3 blocks. 3 blocks.
I love it. I can't wait. 1st and 10 tonight. Get your TVs on Channel 10 right now so you're ready.
Guru's eyeballing me. He's just looking at me.
You set it up over there.
Me the eye. He just.
I mean, if Mike Tyson.
We're on YouTube, right?
Yep, we're on YouTube.
Who wants to see it?
If Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather can fight, I guess you two can wrestle. So.
Well, what the heck? You know, maybe me and this guy will tag team you.
You don't want. Nate's young. You don't want to do that.
Nate looks pretty strong.
He is strong.
He looks pretty strong.
All right, 1st and 10 tonight, Channel 10. Make sure you tune your TVs over there.
Can I leave now?
Yeah, you gotta go. We got to take a break, so we got to go.
I have to go change and put some clothes on. I mean, some, clothes in
Brush your hair. The headphones might mess it up a little bit.
Yeah, well, Adam King's out there. He'll take care of my hair. He's got the dippity-doo, you know.
Check out all the highlights tonight with Dom and Adam on First and 10. We have got to take another timeout. When we come back, we've had a bunch of games go final. We will give those to you. We'll go through all the scores as well. It's high school football overtime on The Fan.
If you haven't thought about Buckeye football today, I'm sorry to tell you that you're dead. Our condolences. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 6-packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and the multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I could not imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life. There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
I have a buddy who's going to be popping the question soon. He's planning everything out. He asked me, can you help me out with the ring? I said, of course I can. I've got a guy, Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Now you talk, Bob.
Hi, I'm Bob Capace. I'm your guy.
Go in, see my friends at Worthington Jewelers, tell them I sent you, and you'll get the true VIP experience.
I'll treat them better than I treat you.
That's not hard. Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington, worthingtonjewelers.com, where Columbus gets engaged. And tell them Common Man sent you.
Dangers rarely lie out in the open, so no matter where you live, it's important to know harmful pests can hide in and around your home.
Here I come!
Rodents and cockroaches are drawn to food waste and garbage.
I know you're out here.
Ticks lurk in tall grasses, and mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water.
I can hear you.
Rodents, ticks, and mosquitoes can all spread dangerous diseases.
I gotcha.
Seek the facts you need at pestworld.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus, The Fan. This show gets you so close to high school football, you can smell the sticky shoulder pads. It's Byers Subaru Dublin High School Overtime on The Fan.
Welcome back in. Byers Subaru Dublin's high school football overtime. Always fun talking to Dom Taberry. Make sure you get the scores from us and check out the highlights over on First and 10 later tonight. I am Ryan Baker. He is the guru, Lee Cochran. The guru, taking down all kinds of stats and notes here in the break. We've got a lot of games that have gone final. Let's start, though, with our game of the week tonight, the Capital Ford of Columbus game of the week. Gahanna improves to 2-1. They knock off Olentangy Liberty by a score of 20-14. A big game next week for Gahanna as they head over to Olentangy Orange. Dublin Jerome is 3-0. They beat Dublin Kaufman 24-7 this evening. We talked about Olentangy Orange. They are also 3-0. A big, impressive win from them, Lee. 42-14. They knock off Olentangy. Olentangy Orange, Lee, they have scored 42 points now in all three of these wins.
Yeah, and the 14 points is the first points they've allowed all year, too. Mr.
Gosh,
Offense.
That's why you're the guru. You're so good. So good. I mean, listen, this team right now, 3 weeks in, it's them and Waterson, right? As the teams you really got to look at here as maybe the best in the area.
You got to be thinking that right now. I mean, wow. We didn't even. I know you're giving scores, but we didn't even. Since Waterson played last Saturday.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that. Big win for them.
Big win for them. What was it, 14-13?
14-13 over Middletown out of Delaware,
which
down
was
in Ironton.
which was a big school state champion last year. And I looked. I found that on last Sunday morning, and I thought, my goodness. Because, we get caught up on Friday night, and then it was, Ohio State was playing on Saturday, and it was Sunday. I woke up and thought, oh, my goodness, I forgot all about Waterson. What a game that had to have been.
Yeah, and it was one of those games where I saw it a couple times in the hustle and bustle of Ohio State, Texas, social media, Twitter world. And I was like, man, it seems like Waterson's kind of struggling here. And then I looked into that team a little more, and I was like, man, that was a heck of a game.
Yeah, and I think Waterson enjoys being back in Central Ohio, too, because I don't know if that game's final yet. Waterson,
it is 38-0.
38-0, yeah.
Real quick, an update on that Hartley-Walnut Ridge game. Walnut Ridge got the ball down to the 2-yard line. Hartley's defense holds. Now they have the ball in their chance of overtime here. So 0-0 in overtime. What an exciting game.
Yeah, and Walnut Ridge, you remember last year they had that 10-0 regular season and lost the playoffs. And then, Rob Wheelwright resigns as coach the week of the opener. So, I mean, that's a lot of turmoil for, a football team to go through only days before their opener. And, honestly, I'm kind of surprised that, it is, one, scoreless in overtime. Who's not surprised by that?
Yeah.
But two, that, both these teams can't score.
It is weird. And listen, all the other weird things, we know Robert Lathan, a great running back for Hartley. I don't ever remember him playing defense. He had an interception tonight.
Yeah,
so.
you said that, and I said, when he start playing defense?
You got to do everything you can. Pickerington Central falls in the Battle of Pickerington. Pickerington North wins 17-3. We mentioned that Waterson score 38-0. They knock off Westerville North. Westerville South shuts out St. Charles 7-0. Upper Arlington's 3-0. They beat Reynoldsburg 50-0. 23-6. Westerville Central gets their first win of the season. They beat Bellefontaine. Big Walnut 36-10 winners over Groveport. And Lee, this was a game where Big Walnut faced a little adversity early on. They had a turnover. They fall behind 10-0 in this one. Then Nolan Burley takes over with a couple of big touchdown runs. Eli Stump runs one in from the quarterback position as well. Hilliard Darby's 2-1. They beat Euclid 33-20. Hilliard Bradley, they improve to 2-1. They knock off Gross City tonight 33-21. And Lee, this was a game. Listen, this Hilliard Bradley team, they were young last year. Mm-hmm. They had a tough loss in our game of the week last week against Hilliard Darby. This is a team that is young and talented. And this Gross City team tonight, I heard today, they had quite a few guys on the defensive side of the ball that were out with injuries. I mentioned to you Trace Price, their safety, last week in one of the highlights from that Westland game. You see him clutch his hamstring about the 15-yard line. Mm-hmm. He falls down. He didn't play tonight. It's a nice win for Hilliard Bradley.
Yeah, and, like you said, they struggled a little bit last year, but they were a young team, and they're growing into it. And we see that, you mentioned, Olentangy Liberty a couple years ago, they played a ton of sophomores, and 2 years later they win state title. So, you'll have some of these teams that just reload constantly, but some of these teams, even in Division I, you've got to rebuild a little bit with your younger guys, knowing that you might take your lumps this year, but you're going to be ready for it next year.
Hilliard-Davidson's 2-1. They shut out Miamisburg 10-0. Newark 52-20 win over Zanesville tonight. Tays Valley 35 unanswered. They beat Watkins Memorial 35-14. Amanda Clear Creek gets their first win of the season. They beat Zane Trace 25-7. Jonathan Alders 3-0. They top Bloom Carroll 14-10. Grandview Heights 3-0. 35-13 winners over Northridge. Granville, undefeated on the year, 33-14. They beat Johnstown. Hamilton Township's 3-0, 49-6. They hand Independence their first loss of the season. Lee, I see this one just has gone final. This is a big number here. Heath beats Columbus Academy 34-7.
Again, it's one of those games where I'm not surprised Heath won, but by 4 touchdowns, that seems that kind of caught me off guard.
Yeah, a little bit here. And Lee, this one has gone final 30-21. New Albany gets their first win of the season. They beat Olentangy Berlin. We talked about Jed Jewers. What a game from him. Touchdowns from 65, 75, and 85 yards in this one. New Albany is actually, this is very nice for us because they get their first win of the year heading into our game of the week next week as they host Upper Arlington. And who would have thought at the beginning of the season, Olentangy Liberty versus Olentangy Berlin in week 4 would be 2 winless teams.
Yeah, I no way you would ever think that. Especially for Berlin, because they've never started the 0-3 in their program history. It's kind of amazing. And, all of them have been, decently, tight games, losing. They lost to DeSales 14-13, Upper Arlington 16-10, and then tonight 30-21. All close games.
Somebody has scored finally.
Uh-oh.
Hartley wins it in overtime. They punch one in the end zone, 6-0. They beat Walnut Ridge tonight. I'm just looking here at the play, and it looks like it was a quarterback run here. He drops back. I don't know if it was their normal quarterback or not, but it looks like it's probably about a 20-yard run. So Hartley, finally, they hit the scoreboard first. They get the win tonight over Walnut Ridge, 6-0. Circleville, how about this? Jacob Reimer's Tigers. They are 3-0 on the year with head coach Jay Sherrod, 42-35. They beat Westfall tonight in overtime. And Lee, people that will tell you coaching doesn't matter. Coaching matters, and this proves it.
Well, who says coaching doesn't matter?
Well, some people say, they say it's the Jimmies and Joes, not the X's and O's and all of that.
You sound like Coach Wolf. There you go.
Is that a Coach Wolf?
That's a Coach Wolf. That's a Coach Wolf.
I mean, I should know that. I've heard him call games for so long. But
well, yes, I'm giving you a hard time because you'll hear, you'll see these teams like when Coach Sherritt was at Pickerington Central and they were winning state titles. People say, heck, I could coach that team to a state title. Look at all the studs they got. Well, they're studs for a few reasons. One, they work hard. And 2, they've got great coaching. And yes, Circleville's reaping the benefits of having Jay Sherritt, what he graduated in the early 80s from there, going back there to be head coach.
Congratulations to the Tigers. DeSales is 3-0, 35-18. They beat Afrocentric. Beechcroft falls to 0-3, 42-6. They lose to Maple Heights. Licking Valley 3-0. They beat Reedy 35-20. London, they're 3-0, 56-14. They beat Franklin Heights. Bern Union gets a 35-13 win over Lakewood. West Jefferson undefeated 24-21. They beat Greenan, and Chillicothe gets by Western Brown tonight 35-16. We are going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, though, we will talk to the head coach of victorious Olentangy Orange. It is Byers Subaru Dublin's high school football overtime on The Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
Hey there, you've got a ton of equity in your home. You're sitting on a gold mine. You could do so much with all that cash, like travel, invest it, or pay off debt. But you can't touch it unless you sell your home. but you really don't want to move. And besides, homes are sitting on the market a long time these days. You're trapped, right? Not with TrueHold. With TrueHold, you can cash out your equity in as little as 30 days. But listen, you don't have to move. You can stay in the home you love as a renter. That's TrueHold's Sell and Stay program. Cash out your entire home's value and stay put. TrueHold even covers property taxes, property insurance, and essential repairs. Imagine using that equity to travel, invest, or pay off debt. And you can stay in your home. It's brilliant, especially in this slow market. Get your all-cash offer now. Call 1-855-300-9993. Again, that's 1-855-300-9993. Or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's TrueHold.com.
Our clients deserve for us to care, and they deserve to feel serviced. They have questions, and they deserve answers. We're counselors first because I'm not selling them anything. I'm trying to teach clients how to protect themselves. At Curtis & Associates, we're personal injury attorneys. We've helped and continue to help hundreds and hundreds of clients every year. That's important to us. If you've been injured in an accident and it's not your fault, call now. 614-GOT-HURT. That's 614-GOT-HURT. Curtis & Associates. Attorneys who care.
Common Man here for Weed Man. I have the greatest lawn in the neighborhood every single year. And the reason why is water and Weed Man. Good news, I'm only selling you one of them. Fall is the perfect time to improve your lawn for next year. The work you do or don't do now is directly reflected next spring. If you want a beautiful spring lawn, it starts now, not next April. Now through the end of September, mention the promo code Common Man and get a free blanket weed control with the purchase of a full program. For a free quote, go to weedman.com. That's weedman.com.
I thought mixing bleach with my floor cleaner would take the stain out.
When my youngest ate the dog's medicine, that was a new one.
I was trying to protect my garden, but I accidentally sprayed myself with pesticide.
So I called 1-800-222-1222, the poison helpline.
A poison expert helped me figure out what to do next.
I was connected to someone who spoke Spanish.
They answered my questions.
It was free.
It was confidential.
It was real help in real time.
Keep the poison experts in your pocket. 1-800-222-1222.
Did you know that the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is the official sportsbook of Common Man and Tinny? And did you know that man shaves his pits? True story.
Listen weekdays at 3.
The Fan.
Come visit the all-new Capital Ford of Columbus today, home of the 99-cent down car deal. Visit capitalfordofcolumbus.com or call 614-861-7150. That's capitalfordofcolumbus.com or 614-861-7150. 99 cents, $399, $0 down, RCO on 25 My Escape. 10,500 miles per year available for well-qualified buyers. Excludes tax, title, licensing, and documentary service charges. Offer good while dealer supply lasts.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. Did you know, right now, the time we are in, that is the best time of year to buy new windows? Yeah, whether you have old drafty windows or the cheap ones that came with your house, September is the perfect month to protect your home against cold, snowy weather. And let's be honest, it's going to get hot later next year anyway, so you want it for then too. Year-round savings with energy-efficient windows from Window Nation, that's one of the best offers they have. But now this month, they have an even better offer. Buy 2 replacement windows, get 2 for free. Plus, you won't pay any interest, monthly payments, or down payment for 2 years. And if you're a Buckeye fan, you've got another reason to buy because Window Nation will give you 2 free tickets to an upcoming Ohio State football game if you purchase a whole home full of windows. Trusted company, a reasonable price, go Bucks, it's all there. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. No interest, no payments until 2027. WindowNation.com or 866-90-NATION to get your free quote today. That's 866-90-NATION or windownation.com. Go Bucks.
The season may be winding down, but there's still time to make the most of Buckeye Lake. At Buckeye Lake Marina, we have year-end deals on boats, accessories, and more to get you ready for next year's adventures. The Buckeye Lake Marina staff is there to help you find the perfect boat at unbeatable prices. Buckeye Lake Marina has a long list of satisfied customers, and you want to be the next. Don't wait. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Warm and windy on this Friday, looking pretty good for high school football. Temperatures around 80 degrees, cooling off through the 70s and 60s by the time those games come to an end. Slight chance of a shower later this evening into your Saturday morning. Maybe a rumble of thunder too, southeast of Columbus. Temperatures Saturday morning in the mid-50s. We'll lose the showers and the clouds, bring the sunshine back just in time for your Buckeye game mid-afternoon, ending Saturday on a dry and sunny note with highs around 70 degrees. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. From Picktown to Marysville and everything in between, this is Byers Subaru W High School Overtime on The Fan.
Yes, it is. Glad to have you along. Week 3 of the high school football season almost in the books. A couple of quick scores here that we got for you in the break. Dublin side Oda improves to 3-0, 28-27. They beat Thomas Worthington tonight in overtime. And then a few scores from the City League. Centennial beats West 27-7. Briggs gets by Whetstone 13-2. And then Bexley gets their second win of the year. They beat Mifflin by a score of 46-0. Olentangy Orange. They are 3-0 on the season. They knock off Olentangy tonight by a score of 42-14. The Pioneers have scored 42 in all 3 of their wins so far. Their head coach, Wes Schrader, joins us now on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. And, Coach, we've heard a lot heading into the season and so far in the year about the Olentangy defense, and it's really good with C.J. Santa and Caden Gebhardt and those guys. But your quarterback, Levi Davis, he's a little bit of a cheat code, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a really good player. You know, I'd be lying if we didn't use that as motivation all week for, you know, we hear a lot about those guys, rightfully so, but it's a team game, and we got a pretty good team. Starting, you know, spearheaded by Levi. So, you know, we knew those guys were going to be good, but we knew we had good players too. So, you know, we liked our chances, and obviously when the ball's in Seven's hands, it's, you know, good things can happen.
Okay, Coach. Ryan talked to you about offense. I'll talk to you a little bit about defense. Shutouts in the first 2 games. You give up 14 points tonight. What has been the key on defense for you?
Yeah, we're flying around. The kids are playing really hard. It's just like, you know, Olentangy and us and Liberty and Berlin, we all have really coachable, just good kids, and, you know, our kids are the same way, and they take coaching really well and they take it to heart, and we coach them hard, and they respond. So, you know, they're putting themselves in the best positions. They're playing as hard as they can, as fast as they can, and, you know, we just do that for 4 quarters and look up at the end and, you know, hope it's there. You know, we did get beat twice, you know, but, you know, I guess 14 points, you know, it's not great, but, you know, could be better, could be worse.
Well, when you score 42, 14 given up doesn't seem to be too bad. But, yeah, I mean, you know, this is a 3-0 start for you. How would you assess where the team – is the team where at the level you expected after 3 games?
Yeah, but we're still a work in progress. We're always chasing improvement. You know, we're playing pretty well. We knew we had you know, I think everybody, you know, I don't know. We won 9 games last year, and people were at some point were acting like it was, I don't know, like almost disappointing because we only won 1 playoff game and shared the league. And I'm like, that was a pretty good year 1 for us, and we thought we set a pretty good foundation. And you know, we knew that, and you know, so we have a lot of those guys back. So we knew we had a chance to be pretty good, and you know, but we're 3 weeks in. That doesn't mean anything. 3-0 doesn't mean anything right now. Our focus is just Gahanna.
Yeah, and well, you said you still got plenty of things to work on. What are some of the things you do have to work on as you head into week 4 against Gahanna?
Yeah, it's coaches and players. You know, there's a couple things that I did wrong tonight. You know, I'm not going to get into it probably right now, but a couple calls I'd like to have back, and then a couple things we could have done differently defensively, and then you know, there's a couple plays I think we left out there that we typically make early in the game, and you know, we wanted to, you know, we were up 22-0, and we didn't get that stop before half. You know, that you know, a great team's going to get a stop there, and we're going to get the ball and, you know, try to go punch it in and get that lead to 30 before half. But, you know, it's credit to them for getting that touchdown, and we had a great 3 and out to come out of the half, and then we just, punched one in, off that 3 and out.
Coach, we obviously mentioned Levi, your quarterback. Who were some other guys that shined tonight, or maybe a couple of guys that have been just as key as Levi to this 3-0 start?
I've been remiss if I didn't mention our O-line. Like I tell people, when I got hired, everybody said it's going to be hard to win at Orange because you don't get linemen there. But, these kids have bought into Coach Miley and Coach Millsap, and they take coaching and they want to get better. They're like starving to get better. They're always asking questions. Those 5 guys, Cam Samuel, Remley Bowen, Anthony Barbarula, Reese Richardson, and Jake Hendon are, those 5 guys work really, really hard. But then we have a lot of our linebackers are lengthy and fast. And then, we have Jake Willing and MC Walker on the outside, and then Trayton and Zane Konzak in the slot. And we just have a deep team. I'm not saying we arrived to where we want to be, but we're trending in the right direction, I feel like.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the great 3-0 start to the season for you guys and your team. Enjoy it tonight, because I know I'm looking at the rest of the way. You guys don't have an easy game the rest of this schedule. It is all tough for you from here on out. So enjoy it tonight, Coach, and best of luck the rest of the way.
No doubt. Thank you, guys.
He's the head coach of Olentangy Orange, Wes Schrader, joining us on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. And Lee, as we're talking to him, I'm just looking at that. Gahanna next week, Olentangy Berlin the week after, Hilliard Davidson, which I can confirm will be our game of the week here on the Fan on week 6. Kaufman, UA, Hilliard, Bradley, Olentangy, Liberty. That's a murderer's row to head out the rest of the way.
Well, that's the OCC Central every year, though. I mean, as Coach said, they shared the title last year, and coming into this year, they won 9 games, shared the league title, and they probably, were under the radar a little bit. Hard to believe that with Levi Davis, but but I think that's still, it goes back to being a testament to how strong Central Ohio football is right now.
Yeah, and there's one thing for sure, a bunch of athletes on that Olentangy Orange team with Levi Davis and Trayton Schroeder with all those interceptions in the defensive backfield there. And both of those kids were on that state championship basketball team for this Olentangy Orange school this year. So what good athletes they are.
Not only that, but it gives you, we found out from Liberty, because Liberty had won hockey. Mm-hmm. They had won lacrosse, and you get, regardless of the sport, you get at that championship level, and that your stud athletes are stud athletes in more than one sport. You mentioned Levi Davis in basketball, and he can take that, what he gained from being at that level in basketball last year, and bring it out onto the football field.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot of times throughout high school sports. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, more scores, more coaches. It's high school football overtime on the Fan.
During this 10-second promo, Rothman will lose money gambling on something.
People like you come here and blow the family nest egg that built this town.
Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers, and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. My good friends over at Sleep Better Columbus want you to know that if you're 65 or older, enjoying those golden years, but maybe you're dealing with restless nights, you need to listen up. Are you tossing and turning, struggling with sleep apnea, and that leaves you wiped out during the day? Well, it's time to reclaim your rest with Dr. Mark Levy at Sleep Better Columbus. As a leading provider in non-surgical sleep apnea treatments, Dr. Levy helps you breathe easier and sleep deeper with custom oral appliances, a comfortable alternative to CPAP. The best part is that Sleep Better Columbus is in network with most medical insurance plans and is a proud Medicare provider, so your coverage can work seamlessly with Sleep Better Columbus. And as we head toward the end of the year, don't let those benefits go unused. You don't want to wait to use your deductible. Act now to make the most of it with Sleep Better Columbus. Call Sleep Better Columbus today at 800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com. Once again, that number, 800-MORE-SLEEP or sleepbettercolumbus.com for your consultation. Sleep better, live better. You've earned it.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh, no. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
It's always a good day at the Nationwide Children's Hospital Championship. September 18th through 21st at the Scarlet Course. PGA Tour's rising stars compete, Hub 13 drink specials, and more. Get free tickets today at ncc-golf.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you're a sports card fan like me, you've got to check out Midwest Cards in the Arena District, right outside Nationwide Arena. These guys are true collectors themselves, and they've built a shop that lets you experience card collecting in a whole new way. They've got sealed boxes, packs, single cards, signed memorabilia, and plenty of TVs in their lounge. Yeah, they have a lounge. And don't forget the card bar, where you can open packs while you have an adult beverage. It's awesome. Stop by Midwest Cards today and tell them T-Bone sent you.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront costs before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
Through Travis Manion Foundation's Operation Legacy service projects, veterans, families of the fallen, and inspired civilians across the country come together under the common cause to serve in honor of our nation's heroes. Service projects include city beautifications, planting memorial trees, volunteering at shelters, park cleanups, and more. Ask yourself, if not me, then who? And register for a project near you or as a virtual volunteer by visiting oplegacy.org.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Friday nights mean high school football in Ohio. This is Byers Subaru Dublin High School Overtime on The Fan.
I love when we're in the breaks, Lee, and sitting here like, hey, what scores don't we have? What scores do we want to make sure we get? What scores can't we find? And we have found a few scores here that we did not have before. But let's just go ahead and run through all of the scores that we have this evening. Let's start with our game of the week. Gahanna knocks off Olentangy Liberty 20-14. Leon Cummings, a couple rushing touchdowns for the Lions. Olentangy Liberty falls to 0-3. This game here sets up pretty interesting matchups next week, Lee. You've got Gahanna heading to Olentangy Orange, and we just talked to Coach Wes Schrader. Olentangy Orange looks like one of the best teams in the area. And then another battle of Olentangy where Liberty faces Berlin, and the loser of that one, Lee, is going to be 0-4.
And there's no way you would have said that at the beginning of the year, that game was going to be, the winner was going to get their first win. And, Berlin has to, all three of their losses have been close games. You know, you got to think that they're going to turn it around at some point.
And you talk about Berlin, a 14-13 loss to DeSales in the opener. 16-10 to Upper Arlington last week, who I think you and I both believe Upper Arlington, one of the better teams in the area, definitely maybe the best coach team in the area. And then they lose tonight 31-28 to New Albany, and just a heck of a performance by Jet Jewers, the running back of New Albany, with those 3 long rushing touchdowns. And Liberty, the teams they've played, Olentangy, Glenville, and now Gahanna. I mean, both of these teams have played killer first 3 weeks.
Yeah, and they're I mean, it's just incredible to just try to wrap your head around that both these teams are 0-3 right now. But like you say, it goes a lot to what their schedule is, and it's going to be, especially for Coach Norrie to get at Berlin, to get that team to win a close game as opposed to losing them. And they have, and they're going to do it because that's what they've done for several years now, is win close games. They won the league title. I think they've won or shared it the last couple years.
Dublin Jerome, they improved to 3-0. They beat Dublin Kaufman 24-7. This was Mark Crabtree's return to Dublin Kaufman. Of course, the longtime Kaufman head coach, couple years of being an assistant coach at DeSales. He's the Dublin Jerome head coach now and gets a win in his return.
Yeah, and we talked with him last week. He, kind of poo-pooed it, saying, hey, I, coached at Kaufman for 20 years, had a great time there, but I'm Jerome now. And as most coaches do, they don't make it about them. But he's feeling pretty doggone good now. And for a guy who was known for, his offense at Dublin Kaufman, for that defense to show up and only give up 1 touchdown tonight, pretty impressive.
Very impressive. Olentangy Orange, they're impressive, 42-14. They knock off Olentangy tonight. New Albany, again, 30-21. They beat Olentangy Berlin tonight. Pickerington North gets a 17-3 win over Pickerington Central. Watterson is 3-0. They knock off Westerville North tonight, 38-0. Westerville South, a 7-0 win over St. Charles. Upper Arlington's 3-0, 50-0. They beat Reynoldsburg tonight. This is a score we were looking for a while, and I know you've got a stat on this one. Dublin Scioto, they are 3-0. They beat Thomas Worthington tonight, 28-27 in overtime.
Yeah, and this is a Thomas Worthington team that's now lost 18 in a row, dating back to 2023. At that point, they were 5-1. And now they've lost 18 in a row. And, this is surprising that it went to overtime. It just shows that, maybe Thomas Worthington's putting it together. But this is one that kind of surprised me when I kind of got into looking at records and looking at history of some of these teams. Dublin Scioto hasn't been 3-0 since 2007. To me, that's just incredible. All those Carl Johnson years, and it's been almost 20 years since they started 3-0.
Since they did that. Congratulations to Coach Place and the Irish. Hey, speaking of teams that are 3-0, that's what Grandview is. They knock off Northridge tonight, 35-13. Their head coach, Jason Peters, joins us now on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. And, Coach, there were some high expectations for your team coming into this year, and I know this Northridge game, this was a game that was close for you guys last year. You get a pretty big win this year. Just talk a little bit about your team and the way they played on the field tonight.
I can't say enough. The kids executed. The kids did what we asked them to do, and we play physical football, and our dudes made plays. Just time and time again, when we needed a defensive stop, somebody made a play. When we needed a couple extra yards, O-line blocked well, and our backs ran hard, and good things happened.
Well, Coach, what's been the difference? Last year, 12-1. This year, 3-0. What's been the difference for this team over the last couple seasons?
We got older. We go back 4 years. We played a whole lot of freshmen, and then we played sophomores. Freshman year there were 2-8, and then we were 7-4, and then all those freshmen and sophomores that played 2 years become juniors, and they're really good. And we are blessed that we have some talented kids, and they're just a year older and a year more experienced, and the young kids behind them are a year more experienced, and it's just all that experience coming out, and they're just ready to go.
Well, tell us about some of those kids that have come along and now are leaders and leading your program to some pretty significant heights.
I mean, obviously, when you look at our rod, you got to talk about Henry Olinger.
Mm-hmm.
Kid's committed to go to Indiana for a reason, and he is playing lights out, and he was really good for us last year, and he's taken it to a whole new level. Cooper Bauer, defensive end kid, is going to go play at Princeton. He's just doing everything for us, defensive end, tight end, little fullback for us. He had a big run tonight, and just keep going. Our Jack Clifford, 3-year starter at quarterback, really took charge and made a lot of good things happen tonight, and keep going. Mario Ione at running back and corner made some big plays for us, and get to the offensive line. Offensive line played really well tonight, probably the best they've played all season. I can keep going just down the list. Beckett, Joe Barrett, wide receiver and safety, and Owen Nugent at slot and outside backer, and we got young kids stepping up. That are we got a sophomore inside linebacker, Roman Dyer's playing well, and no senior Ben Matney. He's not going to appear on a lot of stat pages. He just does a lot of dirty work blocking for us, and just takes a lot of pride in making things happen. And they're just a fun group to coach, and they just love each other and want to play and do well for each other, and they really don't care who gets their name in the paper. It's about going 1-0 every week.
Now, 2 years ago, you guys were 7-4. Last year's, as I said, 12-1. This year, 3-0. Expectations are high for this team, and I'm sure they are in your own estimation. But a lot of buzz about this team, outside, from the media. How do you handle those expectations with the guys? Because they can read, they can hear what people are talking about.
Yep, and second scrimmage, we didn't play very well, and he's got after us a little bit, and kind of since then our kids have been a lot more focused and really got after things, and we preach it all the time. Doesn't matter what happens, what's supposed to be. We got to go 1-0 this week, and what's done is done, and what's next week is next week. We got to go 1-0 this week, and that's what our focus is, and just trying to get them ready to go each Friday night, and that's it. 1-0 this week.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the 3-0 start so far. I know it's a nice little rivalry game you guys got with Bexley next week, so enjoy that, and best of luck to you and the Bobcats moving forward here.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Go Bobcats.
He's the head coach of the Grandview Bobcats. Jason Peters joining us on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. And Lee, Coach Peters is a guy that we've talked to quite a bit over the years, and he's a guy that's had some undefeated teams in the regular season there at Grandview. This is a guy that's been doing it a long time, a very good coach, and when you've got some of those guys he mentioned there, especially a Henry Ollinger, good things can happen at that Division VI level, and this is a team, like we said, he's had undefeated teams. This is a team that's got a chance to take him as far as they've ever gone. Yeah, and it's funny because I was going to bring up too that we've talked with him several times in the past, and I remember the one year that they were struggling, and then they followed it up with a real strong season. We got to talking to him, and we said, "What was the key to the success this year?" And he said, "Winning the last game last year." Because it was a bad season. They won that last game. He said everybody was motivated to get in the gym. We closed on a strong note. He goes, that was the key. And it doesn't really pertain to the conversation we're having now because they were 12-1 last year and they're 3-0 this year. But that just always has stuck with me about him. Yeah. And listen, again, like we said, he's a guy that's been there a while. He definitely knows how to coach, and it's going to be fun watching them the rest of the way here as they try to make a run in Division VI. We are going to take our final timeout. We will come back and give you all of the scores, and we will get the Guru's final thoughts on week number 3. It's Bayer Subaru Dublin's high school football overtime on The Fan.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan.
Common Man here for Weed Man. I have the greatest lawn in the neighborhood every single year. And the reason why is water and Weed Man. Good news, I'm only selling you one of them. Fall is the perfect time to improve your lawn for next year. The work you do or don't do now is directly reflected next spring. If you want a beautiful spring lawn, it starts now, not next April. Now through the end of September, mention the promo code Common Man and get a free blanket weed control with the purchase of a full program. For a free quote, go to weedman.com. That's weedman.com.
Hey, it's Anthony. Tailgating, hiking stadium stairs, going out after the games. It's a great time of year. It's also the time of year I'm on my feet a lot. And there won't be a time when I don't have my personally fit arch supports from the Good Feet store in my shoes. They make all the difference for me. They help my feet, my hips, my back. They're not just like regular insoles. They're designed so I get firm yet flexible function. They actually correct poor foot biomechanics and give me even more comfort. The fitting process is simple. From the moment you walk in, the Good Feet store will personalize the process. From the pain that brought you to them in the first place to your lifestyle needs. They'll properly measure your feet and arch size. Then take the free test walk. If you love them, wear them home like I did. Your new arch supports will help you begin living the life you love without your feet getting in the way. Just stop by the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway or Stringtown Road in Grove City and learn more at goodfeet.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. Did you know right now, the time we are in, that is the best time of year to buy new windows? Yeah, whether you have old drafty windows or the cheap ones that came with your house, September is the perfect month to protect your home against cold, snowy weather. And let's be honest, it's going to get hot later next year anyway, so you want it for then too. Year-round savings with energy-efficient windows from Window Nation, that's one of the best offers they have. But now this month, they have an even better offer. Buy 2 replacement windows, get 2 for free. Plus, you won't pay any interest, monthly payments, or down payment for 2 years. And if you're a Buckeye fan, you've got another reason to buy because Window Nation will give you 2 free tickets to an upcoming Ohio State football game if you purchase a whole home full of windows. Trusted company, a reasonable price, go Bucks, it's all there. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. No interest, no payments until 2027. WindowNation.com or 866-90-NATION to get your free quote today. That's 866-90-NATION or WindowNation.com. Go Bucks.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, ooh, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Right now, you can save on red, green, or black seedless grapes. They're only $1.49 a pound with your digital coupon. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. And if you're gearing up for the big game, don't forget the MVP of desserts, Sanders Chocolate Fudge Bumpy Cake. This legendary treat just made its way to Ohio. Finally, we're talking rich devil's food cake, buttery cream bumps, and a fudge icing that is just unfair. They'd throw a flag on it if it was actually on the field. Bring one to your next tailgate, watch party, or even a team celebration, and you'll be the real hero. Available now at Kroger and Meijer, Sanders Bumpy Cake. It's game day greatness.
Hey Columbus, it's Lorenzo Stiles Jr., Ohio State student athlete. Football runs deep in my family. My dad played here, and now my brother and I are proud to carry on that tradition. At Monogram Homes, family matters too. They treat every homeowner like one of their own, building with care, precision, and pride. Monogram doesn't just build houses, they build homes, crafted just for you. So whether you're starting your first home or designing your dream space, Monogram Homes has got your back every step of the way. Visit monogramhomes.net to start building today. Monogram Homes, a builder you can trust.
Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a common seasonal virus, but it can have major implications on a patient's heart health. Most RSV cases involve mild cold-like symptoms, but up to 160,000 adults are hospitalized each year for more serious cases, and RSV can escalate chronic health issues. If you're over the age of 60, talk to your doctor to find out if the new RSV vaccine is right for you, and learn more at heart.org/RSV.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric, and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
Brian Baker knows more about high school football than anyone. except Lee Cochran. This is Byers Subaru Dublin High School Overtime on the Fan.
And that's why we call him the Guru. Final segment of this week's high school football overtime, week 3 of the high school football season wrapping up. Let's go ahead and run through all the scores here one final time for you. Our game of the week, Gahanna beats Olentangy Liberty 20-14. Dublin Jerome 3-0. They beat Dublin Kaufman 24-7. Olentangy Orange is undefeated. They beat Olentangy 42-14. New Albany gets their first win of the year 30-21. They knock off Olentangy Berlin. Pickerington North wins the Battle of Pickerington 17-3, the final in that one. Waterston improves to 3-0, 38-0. They shut out Westerville North. Westerville South gets a shutout. They beat St. Charles 7-0. Upper Arlington, they get also a shutout, 50-0. They beat Reynoldsburg. Our game of the week next week, Lee, Upper Arlington on the road at New Albany. That should be a fun one. Dublin Scioto 3-0 for the first time since 2007. They beat Thomas Worthington 28-27 in overtime. Westerville Central picks up their first win of the season 23-6. They beat Bell Fountain. Big Walnuts 2-1, 36-10. They top Groveport tonight. Westland 33-0. They beat Central Crossing this evening. Hilliard Darby gets their second win of the year, 33-20 over Euclid. 33-0 was that Westland Central Crossing score, by the way. I don't know if I messed that up and looked at the 20. From Euclid. Hilliard Bradley hands Grove City their first loss of the year, 33-21, the final in that one. Hilliard Davidson bounces back nicely. They beat Miamisburg 10-0. Delaware 41-34 winners over Mount Vernon this evening. Newark improves to 2-1, 52-20 over Zanesville. Taze Valley scores 35 unanswered. They beat Watkins Memorial 35-14. Hartley in overtime beats Walnut Ridge 6-0. Centennial tops West 27-7. Briggs gets by Whetstone 13-2. Amanda Clear Creek, their first win of the year, 25-7 over Zane Trace. Jonathan Alder comes from behind, knocks off Bloom Carroll 14-10. The Pioneers 3-0 on the year. Buckeye Valley, they are 3-0 as well, 38-15. They beat River Valley. Lee, I was talking to a couple people that pay attention to this Buckeye Valley program this week, and they said that they think this Buckeye Valley team is for real, as good as any they've had in a while. They said our offensive linemen actually look like offensive linemen, and I know this is the first time they've been 3-0 in a while.
Yeah, since 2007, they joined Scioto. Kind of interesting little tie-in there.
Yeah, so Buckeye Valley, going to have to pay attention to them a little bit as they're 3-0 on the year.
You know, because Favor Key got hurt in that opener, and we thought maybe, I mean, obviously that had a big impact on that game. Don't kid ourselves. But Buckeye Valley's proven that, you know, they're a good team. And they deserved to win that opener.
Well, and Delaware's bounced back since that win. Even without Favor Key, they've gotten a couple big wins here as well. So, it hurts, obviously, when you lose that guy that's going to Ohio State. But that win, week 1, no fluke for the Barons. Let's get back to the scores, and let's go to Grandview, 35-13. They beat Northridge. Granville, they're 3-0. They knock off Johnstown 33-14 tonight. Hamilton Township's 3-0, 49-6. They get by Independence. Heath gets their first win of the year in impressive fashion, 34-7. They knock off Columbus Academy. Harvest Prep picks up their first win of the year, 47-12. They beat Cincinnati Purcell Marion. Circleville is 3-0, 42-35 in overtime. They beat Westfall. DeSales is also 3-0. They hand Afrocentric their first loss of the season, 35-18. The score in that one. RJ Day, 5 touchdown passes for the Stallions. Maple Heights beats Beechcroft 42-6. Licking Valley improves to 3-0. They knock off Reedy 35-20. Whitehall, their second win of the year, they beat Marion Pleasant 36-7. Bexley shuts out Mifflin big 46-0. London is 3-0. They get by Franklin Heights 56-14. Mount Gilead tops Grove City Christian 21-7. Northland gets their first win of the year. They beat Kip Columbus by a score of 17-12. Bern Union 35, Lakewood 13. Liberty Union 56-21 winners over Meggs. West Jefferson, they're 3-0, 24-21. They knock off Greenon. Madison Plains falls to Fairbanks 32-31, and then Chillicothe knocks off Western Brown by a score of 35-16. 3 weeks for the most part. We've got a couple games in town tomorrow. But 3 weeks in the high school football season, done and over with. Guru, your final thoughts on week 3.
You know, we don't do it a whole lot, but, you know, because we normally talk about teams and, you know, the Scioto and Buckeye Valley being 3-0 for the first time since 2007 is pretty interesting. But look at some of these individual performances we've had tonight that we know of. I'm sure there's some out there that we haven't heard. But, you know, we talked about Levi Davis, 4 total touchdowns for Orange. Pickerington Norris, Andrick Thomas, he had touchdown runs of 45 and 86 yards. You mentioned R.J. Day, you know, 16 of 19 for 272 and 5 touchdowns. Goodness. You know, Leon Cummings, Gahanna, 200 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. You know, and then a guy earned his name, Jet Jewett, junior running back. I mean, 65, 75, and 85-yard touchdown runs. But I always try to look ahead a little bit. You know, we're going to have a good game of the week. I know.
Not you.
We're going to have a good game of the week next week, you know, up Arlington, New Albany. And you know what? It's here already. League play's opening for a couple of the OCC divisions, the City League, Mid-State League. Here we go.
It should be fun.
And you know what? Next week we're going to be talking, and already we're going to say, my goodness, next week we're halfway through the season.
Well, we're getting close, right? We're getting close. A couple of games that I have highlighted for next week, just as we look ahead. Bloom Carroll and Amanda Clare Creek. Amanda Clare Creek has played a tough schedule so far this year. Bloom Carroll will be trying to bounce back from that Jonathan Alder loss. We have had some, I don't know, I guess we always do, but this year it seems like we have had some really big perennial power small school matchups so far, and I love to see it. Another one of those ones, Columbus Academy. Man, they've had 3 tough games so far. They're going to be on the road at Dover. That is a tough place to play. Hamilton-Baden's coming to town to take on DeSales. Both of those schools, Hamilton-Baden's been one of the better schools in Division III here recently. We obviously know the history of DeSales. Darby-Davidson. Those inter-town matchups are always fun. Licking Valley and Heath, I love that one. Berlin and Liberty, that should be fun. St. Charles Reedy, 2 schools of different sizes going at it next week. That is going to be a good one. And then one of the best games that has been the past few years have been the games that Tiffin Columbian and Watterson have played. And I think one of those Tiffin Columbian games really propelled Watterson on this run. That should be fun as well. A lot to look forward to in week 4. Of course, all the Buckeye coverage tomorrow right here on The Fan. Thanks to all the coaches and teams that won this week. The Kevin Stefanski Show next, 97.1 The Fan.
1, 2, 3. Here at The Fan is always football o'clock. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. The Fan.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to My Computer Career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
We can come the day you call us.
We're 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Brian, I've been meaning to ask you something.
Okay, ask away.
Sometimes when we're talking, I hear a little sparkling sound.
Is it when one of us says, all you have to do is point?
There it is. Did you hear that?
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic? Like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
While serving in Vietnam, a grenade took my ability to see. Today, I'm a sculptor. Now, my fingers are my eyes. I'm Michael Naranjo. As a veteran, I know the challenges of life can be great. In my art, turning a lump of clay into something beautiful, that is worth doing. Life is like that. We each must use what we can to make things better.
DAV helps veterans like Michael get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year in life-changing ways.
Now, I show others how they can create something with their own hands. I know it can do a lot of good. With support from DAV, more veterans can shape their lives into a thing of beauty. My victory is bringing beauty into the world.
Michael Naranjo, may your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for